Will you discuss some ways of living that will help bring people into an affirmed existence?
Again, to stress the point that we cannot affirm ourselves, we have to patiently wait for others to affirm us. That, as the psalm says, we are poor and needy, and we are waiting on God's love. So all that we can do in that sense is be open, but we can do things to help open our hearts, help us to be more receptive, help us to trust people more so that we can accept their affirming love, because love is a gift freely given and we all have free will. We don't necessarily have to accept the other person's love. We may be frightened and not be able to open our hearts to that person, because in opening ourselves we make ourselves vulnerable. Some things that can be done, though, to help keep us open and help keep our hearts tenderized is to expose ourselves as much as we can to the good, the true, and the beautiful things of life. And that could mean almost anything. It could be prayer, could be taking a walk and contemplating nature, could be reading poetry, going to art exhibits, going to plays, watching a moving program on television, adoration of the Blessed Sacrament, anything that is moving. It could be moving us to joy, it could be moving us to sorrow, but anything that moves our hearts. Also, what will help is if we live a less hurried existence, that we slow down the pace of our lives, that we stop and smell the roses, literally, that we stop and smell the roses. We take the time to be. We stop energetically striving for affirmation, that we become more passive, that we learn to do one thing at a time. How often do we eat breakfast, listen to the radio, and read the paper at the same time? With all that stimuli, we're not really able to experience fully any of the things that we're doing because we're overloading ourselves. Often we overload ourselves because we're afraid of loneliness, we're afraid of that emptiness, we're looking to fill those spaces. But I think it was even Gandhi who said, when I eat, when I sleep, I sleep. What he was implying there was to do one thing at a time, to open ourselves to the experience, to be truly present to that experience at hand. If we continue to do these things over time, we will be in a position when we can accept the authentic, affirming love of another person, or even God.